age where a 65-year-old grown-up man is still wearing a cartoon T-shirt, I thought it's best that we talk to somebody serious who takes cricket seriously and who understands the sport with a bit more passion that we do. So, welcome to episode number 28 of Korat Point. Is that right, Pranay?
एपिसोड नंबर
28th of Korat Point.
या 2 हटा दो उतना हो गया हमारा.
So, okay. You see, old age problems actually, old age problems. So the guest today that we have the pleasure of interacting with happens to be a textile entrepreneur by the name of Siddharth Sharma from the national capital, New Delhi. He also happens to be a member of my family. Bro, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We've grown up practically in the same household, enjoying the battle between 22 individuals for the ascendancy, and we've seen generations change. We've seen the baton of greatness change from Tendulkar's hands to Virat Kohli's. So I thought it's an absolute pleasure to have you discuss some things about the sport. So if I may take the lead of the first question. My first question to you is, how does it feel to be an Indian cricket fan in an age where we are the top 3 teams?
Oh, I feel elated.
Yeah.
When you're when one of your favorite teams is among the top 3, I think it's an amazing feeling.
Right. Did you watch the World Test Championship final, and did you watch it with a tissue box?
Yes, of course. I had a lot of expectations. I was actually thinking that India would win this World Test Championship with the kind of team we had, and especially with the kind of batting lineup which they had taken along with them.
Right. There was Pujara, there was Kohli, there was Rahane, and Rohit Sharma, of course, and now we are hearing that Shubman Gill has returned from the Test series to England. And Pranay, speaking of England, I wanted to bring you in here. I've heard that they have not picked Alex Hales, which is a sad thing for the 31-year-old Londoner. What is your take on that?
So, first things first, welcome Siddharth. It's great to have you on the podcast. So, So, for the series, the England series, the Pakistan series that's supposed to start, I believe some England players have tested positive. So, they've got the test replacements in Zach Crawley and I think Dom Sibley and Dan Lawrence. But it's quite surprising that Alex Hales is not there. I don't know where he stands with the ECB right now. So, it's really hard to predict as to why he hasn't been in the team.
Yeah.
And actually, he's not in the team. But the good news is that Ben Stokes is back and he's going to lead this team. So it's actually something to look forward to.
Yeah. But the sad part about Alex Hales is that he's somebody with no ordinary record. 7 international centuries already, a T20 century, highest score of 116, highest ODI score of 171, if I'm not mistaken. Well over 4,000 runs in national cricket. At 32, you're not an old commodity, and still there is no chance. But let's leave England aside. I want to know from you, how young were you when you first started viewing cricket, and what are your first memories? If you could take us through.
So you still look very young here. Don't worry about that. So I think you must be a kid that time.
Yes, I was, and people have fatalities in their life. I had a cricket fatality. So unfortunately, the World Cup, 96 World Cup was going on when I had my 12th boards. And the worst time was that we had the exams going parallel with the matches.
APJ school in Delhi, right?
And I still remember the first exam was English, and when we were coming back, there was a match between India and Sri Lanka going on in Kotla.
Okay.
And
that match was in Delhi?
Yeah, in Kotla. And I was really, felt very bad that I'm not being able to go and see the match. But unfortunately, the fatality was that I watched even matches like Kenya and Zimbabwe. And the only match which I missed was India versus Pakistan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was one.
Bangalore one. The Bangalore one, right?
Bangalore one. And the reason, because I messed up my economics 12th paper. And
when he says messed up, he must have scored straight A's because he and his brother have always been
So
stupendous
that is a cricket fatality for me. And my dad always used to tell me, you could have added another 10-12% to your 12 board marks, but nonetheless, I was very happy. And it was not only me who was in the same boat. When I used to go for the papers in the morning, I found my friends also discussing matches like Kenya and Zimbabwe. So it was not all that bad.
And yes, what an
But,
era that was. That was an era with Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus,
Yeah.
Saklain, Srinath, and Venkatesh Prasad, and some amazing bowlers. And guess what, Pranay, which happens to be my favorite 1996 World Cup match, in which your favorite team was sent packing because the Prince of Trinidad made 111, right?
That time, Dave, I hadn't warmed up to South Africa so much, so I really wasn't that disappointed.
Very nice way
But-
of hiding your disenchantment.
No, but
But Siddharth,
unfortunately, for
I-
countries like South Africa and New Zealand,
Right.
they have been very unlucky in their cricket
Always.
World Cup journeys.
Always.
They have
So
been
South
very
Africa for sure, Siddharth, I would think South Africa for sure. New Zealand still, if you see, they made the final of the last World Cup, plus of the World Cup previous to that also. So New Zealand not so much, but South Africa for sure. I mean,
No, New
there is a
Zealand,
reason we are
unfortunately-
called chokers.
Yeah, that's true. But New Zealand, in a way, because sometimes they've got a very raw deal. According to Duckworth Lewis, in one of the
Yeah.
World Cups, they had to do
32
something
runs of one.
yeah, something like that. So
92
yeah,
World
that,
Cup.
that
Sir,
is the way
Duckworth
they
Lewis का नाम मत लो वरना मैं जाता हूँ यहाँ से, because South Africa and Duckworth Lewis are like COVID in India, sir. Please,
Absolutely, I agree.
it's very widespread.
I agree.
But Siddharth, you were talking about Kenya and Zimbabwe, and me being a South African supporter, I would want to know that आपको Zimbabwe as a team कैसी लगती है? I mean, what are your thoughts about Zimbabwe?
I see.
Because at that point in time, you had some good players. You had Edo Brandes, you had the Flower Brothers, you had
Flower
Alistair
Brothers.
Campbell.
Absolute, and they were very good players. Unfortunately, I think they never clicked as a team, as a unit. You know what, they were in the '83 World Cup or something. They didn't click as a unit after that. They had some very good players in their setup, and also people went on to become coaches. And
Yeah. Like Heat Streak
Yeah.
himself.
Heat
Lal
Streak.
himself.
yeah, so
But Heat Streak, unfortunately, has had that fixing scandal. So that's quite sad.
yes.
Not,
And
Yes.
that's very sad
Yeah.
in his post-retirement career. In fact, speaking of Andy Flower, Pranay, I just want to recollect one thing. Long before this current generation started even hitting switch hits,
Yes.
he was a master
He
of
was a
reverse
master of
sweep.
reverse.
he
and
was.
Moeen Khan of Pakistan.
Yeah.
Moeen Khan in Pakistan against West Indies in a match in Sharjah, reverse swept Carl Hooper and the ball cleared the ropes
Yeah,
by about good 5
That's right.
inches. So these guys were brilliant. Any other teams, कोई ऐसी team थी apart from India in your growing up years which you would support? Like he does support South Africa. I love West
No,
Indies.
I since the beginning, I'm a supporter of the Indian cricket team.
Okay.
Followed it, and of course, you have a soft corner for your neighbors. Sri Lanka is one of the teams which I
Right.
felt did very well for
Right.
I think eight odd years,
Right.
when they had the likes of the Rana Tunga, the De Silvas, and
A
later
whole
on
generation of greats.
later on Jay Surya and Ramesh
Alu
Kalra.
Vitatna.
And-
Yeah.
yeah. So they actually changed the way the one-day game was played. They changed the way the opener's role in a one-day match. Shrikant did a little bit of that, but
Yeah.
they made it
They made it like a standout.
Yes. That this is what we have to do in the first 15 overs. So I somehow had a lot of liking for the Sri Lankan team, and also they won the World Cup there. So
Yeah, that was
that '96 World Cup, I still
glorious
remember.
day.
My maths exam was there before the finals. So
Were you
how can I
always
forget?
Were you always juggling between exams and
And the
missing out on
matches.
key?
No, I
matches?
saw all the matches. The only
Okay.
match I missed was India Pakistan.
Right.
So
Right.
But Siddharth, एक बात बताओ. So we have a question, rather I have a question. The examination for you was actually giving the exam or watching India play during the '96 World Cup? What was the bigger challenge?
actually bigger challenge was how to see the matches. Yeah. The examination was on the second. It was the second burner, but what was more important, how to sneak out or try to find time to watch the matches. Yeah.
But
So,
Pranay,
sorry, Dave. One more question before he goes from gets on from Sri Lanka. So, as you were saying, you like Sri Lanka as a team apart from India. So, what was the experience of watching the '96 semi-final in which India came short? I mean, how did you feel after that when tear-eyed calmly walked back into the pavilion and there
It
were
was very
fans
sad.
going ballistic?
Yeah, it was very sad. Actually, there are times when if you go back in time, there was a match in which India played England, and there was continuous sweeps which were played by I think Graham Gooch and those are the kind of moments which take away the matches. Still, a lot of people say why Kapil Dev didn't place a fielder there to stop the
Right.
sweeps and all. So similarly, I feel in that India Sri Lanka match, we were a little unlucky with the way we probably couldn't understand the way the bowlers bowled.
Right.
That pitch was a little different, and I still feel that the crowd could have behaved a little better. And I don't know, we could have probably given a little bit more fight. I have a lot of confidence in the batting of Kamli. He has his
And from that point
record
on, it was
downfall.
career that
Yes,
nosedive.
yes.
Right.
Because he cried. I thought it was a very emotional moment for him.
Yeah.
So he thought he could do something to save the match or probably bring back the country into the game. But I think probably it went against him. But I still feel, it was an unlucky day for us.
Right.
So speaking
I
about
think-
Crouch,
Yeah.
speaking about Crouch, Siddharth, आप बोल रहे थे that time they were a little ballistic, they were a little ill-mannered. Do you see the crowds improving now? Say if India were to lose in a stadium, would you see the same repercussions, or do you think they've sort of mellowed a little?
And let me just add one line to your question.
Yeah.
In 2007 World Cup loss handed to us in the Caribbean by Bangladesh. Let's not forget when these guys came back, including Dhoni, the great one,
houses
Dravid
were
himself,
burned.
and Sachin, they said कि आपके घर चला देंगे.
See, again, to address your question, the repercussions are not felt on the ground per se. As he rightly pointed out, it happened in 2007. They are felt outside the ground. Things have become much more controlled in the ground, the way the security is handled. And also keep in mind, if I'm not wrong, that match was in Eden Gardens. And the people in Calcutta are very passionate about their games,
It's the
be it
spiritual
football,
homeland for India.
football or cricket. And
Yeah.
Eden Gardens, the crowd there, if you compare it, let's say, probably the semi-finals would have happened somewhere in Gujarat or let's say somewhere else, things would have been a little different. People are not so passionate about the game, and it can be cricket or soccer, as they are in Eden Gardens. So probably I feel the crowd went a little overboard, but emotions are emotions. You sometimes you can control it, sometimes you cannot. And now I feel things are much better controlled. People are also a little better off. But I still feel if it is a soccer match in Calcutta, and if something is happening, and if their favorite team is losing, they can still go ballistic.
He's a huge soccer fan.
Yeah, they can still go ballistic.
I can barely spell Messi's name. My room is
Even I'm
Messi.
a very big soccer fan, but
Well, Siddharth, this is a cricket podcast, but let's divert a little. So, which team do you like in soccer? And sorry, Dave, just give us 2 minutes on that.
All-time favorite Argentina. I cannot go anywhere.
So,
beyond
you must be really happy this morning. They've qualified for the Copa final against Brazil with a penalty shootout win over Colombia.
Over Colombia. I'm looking forward to that match. The timings are a little off, but I got up at 1:30 yesterday night to watch the 1 o'clock to watch the Italy and Spain match. I saw
Who won?
Italy won on penalties.
Italy won on
But I-
penalties, yeah.
On penalties. So
Wow.
today we have England versus Denmark.
So, Siddharth, I must tell you that I'm an England fan now, so I'm hoping that we beat Denmark. But just for the sake of Christian Eriksen, I just hope that they don't get a big
You
thrashing.
don't get
So,
Yeah.
because I'm really keen to see an Italy-England final, and after 55 years, we'll get the cup home. So that's gonna be
Yeah.
like huge for us, huge.
Yeah.
So you want to see a battle between the Earl English tea and the pasta and
Azul,
ravioli?
Pasta and ravioli.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Mussolini versus Churchill.
Churchill.
That
Yeah.
would
You can
sound
say
better.
you can put it that way. It's going to be an interesting match.
It should be,
One of the
provided we don't lose tonight.
Yeah.
The bigger thing.
So one of the observations I was saying about the 90s kids like us, Pranay, was that, our trouble in watching a match whilst escaping studies was to somehow find a way to, miss the parents' careful eyes. Today's generation, which has grown up on handheld devices and apps, they have plenty of resources to capture all this. How do you think technology has changed, and do you think it has made things more interesting, or has it become lame, or do you think the fun was sitting with the family, in those Doordarshan
Yeah.
days and watching the Sunday night final match?
I still feel, the fun was when you were sitting with friends or family and watching it.
Yeah.
Now, technology has really become much better than what was earlier. But I still feel the attention span
Has
of
lessened.
today's generation has lessened.
It really
So
has.
to concentrate, let's say for example, as we were just talking about soccer, it's a 90-minute game. Cricket is not a 90-minute game.
Yeah.
Even if you go for the shortest format, which is a T20, goes on for about 5 hours or so.
Yeah,
If I'm not
that's
mistaken. Yeah. So the attention span of anybody to sit and watch a 5-hour match has reduced. So the viewership, but the fun of going to a stadium and watching a match is different.
Right.
But watching on a television or an iPad or any other device,
Right.
I feel the attention span is reduced. People probably might watch it for an hour, and then if it's not so interesting, if it's interesting, then probably go on for a longer time.
Right.
But it has definitely lessened.
lessened.
So Siddharth, would you think the high point of today's generation is to watch the highlights only? The 15-minute highlights only gives them the high.
Yes, possibly yes. Which probably we never liked. We always wanted to watch the whole match, and of course, after watching the match, I used to watch the highlights as well. So
But were you one of those fans who would shut down the TV when Tendulkar was out?
no, not at all.
You didn't do that.
No, not at all.
My dad was like that.
No, not at all.
That
Not at all.
generation was defined by that. There were countless many
Yeah.
who would just, and then later on Dravid came, so then you would just switch on the TV, and he's
No.
still batting on that same score.
So, see, I don't know. Somehow, I still feel that that Indian team with the Dravid, the Ganguly, the
Yeah.
Tendulkar, the Lakshman,
that era.
that era, they
Famous
had one
six.
of they had one of the best teams, and with the coming in of Yuvraj and the younger players, and when they won that World Cup,
Right.
I don't know. Somehow I felt it was that win as a team was more of a tribute
Yeah.
than a team victory kind of a thing.
Right.
It was like that.
Right.
So
Right.
so I think those top four deserved it.
Absolutely.
In
Today
fact, I
happens
think
to
the
be-
Indian team in the 2003 World Cup, Siddharth, was fantastic. Yeah, I mean, under Ganguly's leadership and
Yeah.
the one man who volunteered to make the team balance going, Rahul Dravid,
Yeah.
it was fantastic. Just so that we
So
could
that-
play Yuvraj, Kef, and an additional batsman. It was super.
Correct. Kudos to Dravid, a man
Yeah.
of the hour. You could have gone to him for anything, and he was ready for it.
Pranay, one of my greatest memories of watching cricket with him was the 2011 dismal tour we had of England. Siddharth here sent me a famous graphic, a picture that was viral those days. Ask Rahul Dravid to open. Yes, sir, I will do. Ask him to keep. Yes, I will do. Dhoni wants to bowl. Can you keep? Yes, I will do. Will you open again in the follow-on innings? He will do. 468 runs, 4 test matches, 3 centuries, highest score of 146, century at Lords. You remember we saw that
Yeah,
series together? he used to be busy working in his office on the laptop, and then those days I wasn't really a cricket writer or anything as a cricket journalist. And then I would rush to his house, which is not so far away, and we watched that. But a terrible loss for India that time.
Again, I'll say the best part is watching it together.
Watching it together and the last of the heroics of
Dravid,
Dravid.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
Siddharth,
think-
speaking about Dravid, sorry, I just shared a quote of Carlos with Dave today. He said that if Dravid wasn't in a team that Tendulkar was, Dravid would be the number one star. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's 100% possible.
Hmm.
I definitely feel. You know, coming back to your favorite team, I somehow feel that what Dravid was to India, same way Callis was to South Africa.
100%, 100%. Totally
You
agree.
didn't have a Tendulkar there, so Callis always was one of the mainstay of
bedrocks of batting. Yeah.
of the South African team. So I feel yes, if Tendulkar wouldn't have been there, then Dravid would have got that recognition. And also, I have a feeling, you know, that Dravid, you know, was initially, branded as a test player, whereas when he came back to the one-day internationals, the way he played was exceptional. But that branding, I feel, was a little wrong.
Yeah.
Similar way which has been done to Cheteshwar Pujara, I think if would have got a little bit more exposure in one-day internationals, probably would do better in the test matches.
Yeah, but my only disenchantment with Pujara right now is that in the last 2 years, ever since he came back from the 2018 series, and we've
Yeah.
discussed this with others also, he's not that same guy. You know, he just fails to read the delivery which is coming in. And now Anderson, 1,000
Yeah.
wickets, hats off to him, first class wickets, 1,000 wickets. He will be again coming hard at him. So will Broad, so
Yeah.
will the others. And I really feel that Pujara's right now is in a precarious situation. That number 3 might just go. There's a risk of that number 3 position going to someone else.
I still feel
Would
there
you
was a man-
promote Pant up the order if you were a thinker of the team? If you were
not in the test matches?
not in the test
No,
matches?
no.
Why is that?
I think he's very good where he is at the moment for the test matches,
Right.
because you know, as he brought us out of that
Gabba victory.
and that was a sensational victory, yeah, which probably a batsman like Pant can only manage, nobody else. You know, again, you know, in cricket, there are very few times when you'll have a person whose performance is very consistent throughout. You know,
Right.
Pant is not the one whose performance will be consistent.
Right.
He's like a player who could, you know, shine on a day and then
Just come and do bang bang and
Bang,
then
bang and-
just yeah.
So at top of the order, you need players who are consistent in the record,
Right.
and they can actually manage.
Right. Pranay, any questions you have? Any observations?
I was actually looking at you for the next question, Dave.
Okay. All right. So so the 2021 World Cup is happening and it has been confirmed. We don't have the itinerary as yet, but it will be announced officially soon. Are West Indies really in a position to regain it, or do you think the old guys are getting old? Gale, Pollard is 34. Gale will be 42. Bravo is aging, though bowling as good as he ever has. But are they in serious threat of losing
No,
that title?
No, I think they're still in the contention. They'll be among the
His team
semi-finalists.
massacred them 3-2 in the
Yeah.
T20 series.
Yeah, I think they'll regroup. And
Dave, I don't think that was a massacre. That was just a victory here. Because a massacre would be like a 5-0 or a 4-1. But it was a victory nevertheless.
I still feel, you know, on a day, on a given day, West Indies in a T20 match are probably one of the best sides.
They
Probably
are
one of the best
But
sides.
Siddharth, picking from Dave's point, I just read in an article yesterday about the West Indies South Africa series. So my 2 cents of observation in that series was that West Indies, despite the fact that they had stars, that starriness was much more than the performance on the field. It was like, you know, it was stars
Paper
versus
tigers.
players. if you see the two teams, because South Africa was devoid of any stars. You could say a bit of De Kock, a bit of Miller, a bit of Bavuma, a bit of a
Miller
fast
hardly
bowling trio.
did anything.
Yeah,
They
but
got on his
Miller,
own.
yeah, I mean, the last time it was Miller time, I think Dave wasn't born and I was only 2. But uh, keeping that apart, what do you think? I mean, where did West Indies go wrong, despite the fact that they had possibly their best team on the park?
We just discussed something like this about the Zimbabwean team of the
Yeah.
of the 90s. So this is what happens sometimes the West Indies team. They don't gel well as a unit,
Yeah.
and the day they gel well as a unit, they're unbeatable. They are totally unbeatable. They can take on the best of the world also. You can bring the best team of the world on their day. They can take on any team. But I think sometimes they don't gel very well as a team, and also as they pointed out that most of the players are now not in the age group where you'd be
The
playing
creme de la creme
creme
of
de la
the
creme, correct.
of West
and,
Indian
and
unit.
if you compare the South African team, yes, they have a lot of young players
Yeah,
and
yeah,
very 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 promising players. So I
Shamsi
still
is
feel
world's number one T20 bowler.
so I still feel that as a team, as a unit, if they perform, they are unbeatable. But they have their good days and they have their bad days. But I still feel when it's a tournament like a World Cup, they would definitely be in a much better position to perform. And I still give them a semi-final slot.
Yeah. So Pranay, I'll just quickly recount one episode.
Hmm.
2014, the match was the World Cup match, T20 match
the Bangladesh World Cup.
between Australians and West Indies. And Jimmy Faulkner, out of nowhere, comes and says, he never used the word hate, but he said, I despise bowling to the West Indians. Darren Sammy, the
Wow.
inspirational captain, he said, okay, that's fine. Talk is cheap is one of his famous quotes. If you go to
Yeah.
Google Images, you say Darren Sammy quotes, you'll say talk is cheap. What happens? Captain Sammy fires the winning 6 against who? James Faulkner.
Yeah.
Takes Windies over the line when Gale and Lendl Simmons have done their destruction early on. So I think they are a team which they need something that can spur them
Nice.
to
Absolutely.
greatness.
They need that
And
spark.
My only
Spark.
they need that
Yes.
spark. And my only question is the one thing which stands sincerely in front of, which is creating a rift between them and conquering that trophy again, is the weakness against spin. They have their weaknesses exposed. If it is in the slot, if you give them a flighted one around length, the ball is going to disappear. If the ball turns, if you have somebody like Shamsi, I mean
Yeah.
that bowler, 4 overs, 9 runs, 1 maiden, 2 wickets, 3
It's
wickets.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable.
For
Yeah.
a T20,
His
It's a revelation.
economy rate in the series was all of 4, unheard of. Siddharth, my next
absolutely
question I wanted to ask was, what do you think about South Africa's chances in the T20 World Cup? And particularly, I have a question there that, do you think that the likes of Chris Morris, Imran Tahir and Fab du Plessis should be in the team? Or are you pretty happy with the current lot?
No, I think the current lot is very good, but getting people like Plessis and I don't know. My all-time favorite is De Villiers. I thought if he was in the team,
Siddharth, let's not discuss about him because उससे ज्यादा indecisive बंदा मैंने नहीं देखा यार. वो कभी बोलता है कि मैं खेल रहा हूँ, कभी बोलता है मैं नहीं खेल रहा हूँ, फिर कभी वापस बोलता है मैं खेल रहा हूँ.
I don't know, probably.
For that reason, Dave and I really despise him.
No, we love AB, but
We love AB, but his indecisiveness is something that really we can't digest there. So that's why I didn't bring his name also up, because now he's made it clear he doesn't want to play international cricket. So between the three of De Villiers, du Plessis, Tahir and Morris, do you think that these three should come back?
No, I think between the three, I would still feel that du Plessis could be part of the team. He has got the experience, he's got that
his
experience.
numbers in white cricket are amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And he has
true.
led the team, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he has led the team also. So I feel that that experience counts. And as far as Tahir is concerned, I think they have
Shamsi, so
yeah, pretty decent bowlers, so they don't need him. I think the World Cup is happening in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
UAE.
think
That's right.
Plus,
UAE,
plus Faf has opened for CSK twice in Dubai.
Dubai.
So he knows the conditions. He has the
conditions.
experience. He
So
can be used as
I
an
still
opener.
feel, yeah, the experience is there. He should be back because of his experience. I think we can still do without Morris and Tahir. That's
The
my
most
take.
expensive
I still
player in the
give South
IPL.
Africa if they don't choke IPL, yeah. But somehow the price tag didn't go
Yeah, yeah,
as per his
yeah.
performance.
The price only matched the hype. It didn't match the
Yes.
player.
Absolutely, and it does happen. Yeah, it has happened in the previous IPLs also.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's again on that day who gets the maximum. It all depends on that also.
You know, Siddharth, in a
Speaking of
recent
height,
statement,
speaking of height, reminds me of Carlos Brathwaite.
remember
who's
the
done
name.
2 performances in 5 years, 4 sixes, and then that century in the World Cup. But I don't know, maybe he could be back. Who knows? He's playing cricket in England. But yeah, you were saying?
So I had another question, Siddharth. Recently, I came across a comment by Steve Smith, and he said that he's willing to not play the T20 World Cup to be ready for the Ashes. So what do you think about that? I mean, Australia's commitment towards the Ashes is higher than, or rather, players' commitment towards the Ashes is higher than the T20 World Cup. Like, I had a lot of respect for Steve Smith for that statement. I wanted to understand आपका क्या point of view is.
No, I feel it was more of a personal this thing. T20, I'm sure has a lot of burnout there. It's not an easy format, which looks easy on the face when you watch it,
But is anything but.
yes, it has a lot of burnout. And Steve Smith, we all know, he was out of cricket for a couple of years and he's come back doing well. Probably his this thing is more towards the Ashes,
Longer
which is
format.
the longer format of the game. A lot of players decide to quit the shorter format and go in for the longer format for a longer run. But I still feel, it's a very personal statement, and the commitment is, in both the places, it is a commitment towards the country here. So they probably not looking out for a shorter format, so that burnout is more there. Probably this is what I feel. Right.
So, Siddharth, speaking about the Ashes, in a recent article, and I've been discussing this with Dave also, like when we were growing up, when Dave and I were kids, so the Ashes ka jo importance tha, the 5 test match series was like the pinnacle of cricket. And now you see India is also playing England for 5 test matches. Do you think that whole thing of the love for the Ashes is diluted with India also playing England now for 5 test matches just for the monetary gain?
Yeah, the excitement, or let's say the importance of the Ashes is more for the two countries. It is rest of the world. It is more of a spectacle. It's like something to watch out for. And whatever you may say, at any given point of time, England and Australia have been one of the strongest teams throughout. We know how Australia has won so many World Cups, and they have been number one team for such a long time. Now England is also doing so well. So I feel that it is more of a watch out thing for others, but more important. But yes, over a period of time, it has got diluted. Now you have the World Test Championship, you have so many other things happening in the longer format. So I feel, yes, the passion, or let's say the love for the watching the Ashes has been diluted. I agree with
you. Any words for MS Dhoni? His birthday today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dhoni. He is.
How much did you enjoy him during his active playing years, MS Dhoni?
The personal traits. One of the personal traits, I feel that he has been one of the coolest captains I've ever seen. When they call him Mr. Cool or this thing, I really feel he's
the Iceman of cricket.
One of the coolest captains I have seen across all teams. And just to show that the way he hit that six, when
Yeah.
India won that World Cup. You know,
Yeah.
but it was just amazing. Yeah.
And Ravi Shastri
And
raised
coming-
peg number 57 that
57.
evening with that
and
shot.
and also initially, you know, he always used to take the baton in his hand.
Yeah.
You know, if we were going through a rough this thing, he would say, okay, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll try, and you know, I think he came before
Yuvraj.
or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
he
Yuvraj.
promoted
yeah.
himself
Yeah.
up the
So
order.
that is something which is not an easy decision to take. You know, if they would have lost, it would have totally backfired, and you know, he would have gone down the dumps. But he took that decision and he scored a brilliant knock. Yeah.
Pranay,
So
did
I
you watch
still
that
feel,
match live in the Wankhede, or your profuse love for Indian teams?
No,
for it?
Dave, to be honest with you, I was in Lonavala with my family that time and I decided to go out shopping and not watch the match at all. That's the love
And
I
you
have
know
for the
what?
Indian cricket team. Yeah. But that's
One
me. I
second.
mean.
Amit Shah, there is one Aadhaar card you need to cancel right now.
Asha, and the best part was we watched the India-Pakistan match, and when India won, and me, my wife, and my daughter, all three of us, we decided, let's go to India Gate. You know
That
जो-
evening
जो-
at India Gate.
जो उसको जज्बा कहते हैं ना,
that
तो
was nuts.
हमने decide करा, let's go to India Gate. We took off from our house at around 9, and you know what time we reached India Gate? 3 in the morning.
You
Are you
reached
serious?
Yeah,
in the morning.
Yes, it took us 6 hours to reach. Okay, not 6 hours, 11 o'clock. 4 hours to reach India
In
Gate.
which you, me, and Malchandji can go to Jaipur and come back.
Yes.
With
And it was
still sleeping.
and also, the way cricket connected people that day
They were dancing.
was absolutely crazy. So now this is a live incident.
Describe the
I'm
scenes.
driving.
Yes.
There's a guy, you know, sitting on a bonnet with his laptop in his hand, and he's right next to me. And he shifts the laptop towards me, and he says, "Talk to my girlfriend, Bhaiya. She's in Chandigarh, and I just want you to tell her that you know, such a big thing has happened. India has won against Pakistan. Let me tell you, we didn't win the World Cup that time. We had just beaten Pakistan. So, and it was crazy. That night was totally crazy. I can never forget it. I can never forget. And I reached back home at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I think the
But share your
celebrations
thoughts.
that evening were bigger than the celebrations of the World Cup.
Of course, it was.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
Right.
So how cricket connects people, you know, it is that night I actually realized the way this game can connect people, unknown people were coming, hugging me, and of course there was no COVID that time.
Yeah.
So in
The
taxi,
pre-COVID
you
You
know,
know,
there was no difference, Pranay, that a person is sitting in a Merc, or a person is driving an auto, or a person is on a cycle. A guy from the Merc got down, a guy from a cycle next to him, they hugged each other. You know, they felt so happy. Again, I'll reiterate the fact that we didn't win the World Cup. It was only a match when we beat Pakistan. So,
Right.
You know, sir, speaking about from what you were saying, I just remembered a Nelson Mandela quote where he said that sport has the power to unite people or a country like little else does. I mean, such
Yes.
powerful words, and it's so true. Like, even I'll just digress a little. Even when South Africa won the Rugby World Cup in 2019, we do know that
Yes.
South Africa is very politically motivated, and there's constant angst between the blacks and the whites, the minorities. The way they came together to celebrate on the streets was unparalleled. It was like beautiful. That's the only time since apartheid have I seen a rainbow nation actually being a rainbow nation. And that's why I keep telling him that when he writes in his articles a rainbow nation, it's actually not that. It was a beautiful scene. So
what the
But
quote-
I do it to support the LGBT community in South Africa, which you always misunderstand. Of which me and Karan Johar are proud participants. Yeah. Anyways, probably Ranveer Singh too. This being his birthday as well.
Achha, today it's
I
his
think
birthday
it was
also.
yesterday or today, something
Okay.
like that.
it's his birthday also today. Then let's end the podcast. हो गया हमारा podcast खत्म होने का time आ चुका है.
The saddest part of Brian Lara's career was when he was interviewed by Ranveer Singh, who was wearing sunglasses which you would identify probably Elton John wearing in outer space
Outer space.
on a
okay.
very bad day. But that
No,
was
but
that.
I think that would be a bad day for cricket as well. How
Right.
can you have a Ranveer Singh interviewing Brian Lara. यार.
Speaking
It can
of
only be for a movie or something,
Right.
or some kind of a
Right.
circus.
Speaking of Brian Lara, during you were in school and college, and the only man who challenged Sachin's authority. What are your thoughts? Any particular Lara innings you grew up admiring, you saw, you're attached to?
See, it is. Lara has been.
आपके स्कूल में
and-
बातें होती थी लारा
Of
की,
course,
कॉलेज
of
फ्रेंड्स
course,
सर्कल?
of course. See, it was during our time. It was either Tendulkar or Lara. There was no. We didn't talk so much about the other players as
The
these two.
Pontings and
Yes.
Callis and
So they were the rulers, you can say. You called Sachin the god and Lara the prince. So it was the title suited him, and he really his innings when he broke the world record and scored the maximum runs in a test match. That
the
was
400
the
not
400 not it is something which is unforgettable. Nobody ever.
You
who-
saw that innings?
Yes, I saw that innings, and I also saw the innings when Matthew Hayden broke that record. So
Yeah.
so it is, so it is. But of course, Lara's innings was class. It was
582 balls.
absolutely class apart.
43 boundaries, 5 6.
So it was absolutely class apart, and the way when you say the way he used to bat, it was like a song playing. It's like that.
Beautiful.
It was as smooth as this thing as a song playing. So he had that charisma.
सिद्धार्थ आपको
Like
शायद
which-
पता नहीं है बट लोग जैसे रात को एक जाप करके सोते हैं, हमारे जो देव त्यागी हैं वो लारा का जाप करके सोते हैं एवरी नाइट रिलीजियसली.
I know that. I know that.
When I was growing up, I would talk to him with fervent passion about Tom Hanks. I would start reciting dialogues of Forrest Gump. So he suffered me enough. So
Nahi, nahi.
Brian Lara,
No,
Tom
no,
Hanks.
I haven't suffered, but we've had very good discussions about Brian Lara when it comes to cricket. Yes, of course, Tom Hanks also.
He was one of the
And,
first people who I informed when we launched Korat Point on 2nd May, Lara's birth anniversary 2016. So viewers, please note that we are dedicated also to the Caribbean, and we have a section called the Proteas Fire, which this man on the other side of the screen is taking many miles higher. It is awesome content. He does great work, and we also write on women's cricket, and I'm compelling him to start writing about Proteas women's cricket. Mithali Raj recently completed 10,277 international runs, highest international runs scored ever. Any thoughts on that? There's a movie being made on
Women's cricket, even a lot of cricket enthusiasts, if you tell them to name 5 women cricketers, they will not do it.
Right.
Mithali Raj is one, and I'll just come to the point. And when you said that cricket, when you have a particular section where you have only cricket and have to concentrate on cricket, so how people would know about the Indian women's cricket team? It is it is going little beyond cricket. If you ask somebody about Smriti Mandhana, they would know more
about her good looks than her
Yes.
statistics.
Yes. Then
I mean,
Mithali Raj is
the run statistics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but on the other
With
hand,
all due
if you
respect.
if you talk about Tendulkar's statistics, everybody will know.
Muzubani Rata हुआ है.
Yes. So it is the kind of exposure given to the men's cricket is much
Right.
more than the women's cricket. But I still feel that cricket is cricket. Anybody
Yeah.
following cricket, women's cricket team, as good as men's cricket team. But
Yeah.
and another very interesting fact which Dave told me was that the Women's Cricket World Cup was started much before the men's.
1973
And
because of Rachel Heo Flynn.
and men's cricket World Cup.
2 years.
1975.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just imagine the women's cricket had more prominence probably at that time. What it has now. Yeah. We don't have a women's cricket IPL.
Yeah.
It should.
It's about
I think
time
it
now.
should- yeah, it's about time. Yes.
It's about time. Pranay, would you be
So,
watching
Siddharth-
it if there was a women?
Of course, goes without saying. Yeah. In fact, I am so obsessed with the Proteas women. Also, it's not funny. I mean, I am like a big fan of them also. especially when they beat India in India, was fantastic, sir. In Lucknow, they played 5 ODIs and 3 T20s, and they managed to
Minion
get the better of India.
half and
They've,
Anike
the
Bosch
connection is slightly unstable. Sorry, I can't hear you.
yeah, so I'm saying Mignon Dupree made a lot of half centuries, and
Yeah,
the likes
Minion
of
Dupree,
Anike Bosch.
Lizelle Lee, Anike Bosch, Laura Woolward, they were just fantastic. In fact, to be very honest, I did shed a tear when South Africa lost to Australia in the T20 World Cup. I mean, just before COVID, they won the semi-finals and they were playing fantastically well. And they were almost at the verge of winning. Laura Woolward had played a magical innings. She had just pulled the rabbit out of the hat and they ended up short. So that was like, I really felt sad that day.
It's interesting you bring that up, and bro, I'll share something interesting with you. Today, when the talk revolves around the cover drive, and there are questions and endless memes whether Virat plays it better or Babar Azam, they forget Laura Woolward.
He's brilliant, 100%. I totally agree with Dave. She's brilliant with a cover drive, 100%.
So she uses, he just launches into that beautiful flowing like a ballerina posture, and one of the great finds of South African cricket, and may she have a fantastic career ahead. One question I wanted to ask you: did you watch Saeed Anwar's innings of 194?
Oh, yes, I have.
What were your impressions? Did it destroy the fan in you because he came out of nowhere and made that 194 in those years?
Probably that time,
Independence Cup?
Yeah, Independence. Probably yes at that time, but I don't know. That was a day when
Our bowling
was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. But he played brilliantly. For that 194, it was a brilliant innings.
He's still very underrated as a batsman. He was a very joy to watch.
Yeah,
beautiful.
During those days, yes, he was
the left-handed VVS Lakshman for Pakistan.
Correct, you can say that.
Sir, my recollection of India's bowling at that point was that Kumble's faster one was faster than Prasad's normal delivery. So
absolutely, you're right.
So that was a bowling attack. So I mean, what else can I say? Though I've always been a Srinath fan. He gave it his all and he was pretty decent with his pace. But Venkatesh Prasad was only against Amir Sohail. That's it. Or
that is another.
It was a sheer embarrassment to see the two of them in the latest Craig commercial. I mean, I don't know what are they doing. And Prasad is making those faces.
Yeah, and Rahul Dravid as Indira Nagar ka
Gunda.
You never.
I mean, why would he do that?
It's a how do you call it, an antagonist or something like that. When people try to relate to it, when you go to the other extreme.
Yeah.
So the picture or demeanor of Rahul Dravid is always absolutely prim and proper. So to see him in that avatar, you can say it just clicked probably. Yeah?
Right.
And seeing, I don't know, somehow I feel the commitment of Kumble, Srinath and Prasad was quite phenomenal. Which I feel that kind of commitment is missing in the current place. I don't somehow again coming back to the World Cricket World Test Championship. Why do you think our bowlers didn't bowl well to the expectations we had from them? What was the reason? Bumrah was there.
Yeah.
Shami was there. You had all the.
Ashwin was there?
Yeah. No, Ashwin was not there.
He was not playing? That just shows how aware I am about that match.
Which one? Which match is this?
The World Test Championship final.
Oops.
Which
sorry. But Siddharth, I had one question. If Bumrah would have spent a little more time on the field practicing and a little less time doing Insta stories, would he have performed better?
Of course, that goes without saying.
ये आदमी चाहता ही नहीं कि हमारा podcast चले. He wants BCCI to crush us.
अरे हकीकत बोल रहा हूँ यार, उसमें मतलब गलत क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Pranay, but I have to give it to him a little bit because he got married recently. I think.
Yeah, he did. And ICC was celebrating it by publishing stories of him and Miss Sanjana Ganeshan's Insta reels,
yeah.
and that was
So
amazing cricket journalism.
I'm
Yeah.
sure our friend here, when he got married, was away from all the quoted points in the podcast. That time he was busy with his.
I was
Actually,
very
that
able
time
to-
Cotton Point hadn't started also. Yeah. He got married in 2013. I just finished a Spain trip that time.
That's the time I lost all the points in my life, and I was really caught in my own absurdities. But just a final couple of questions. Shane Warne versus Sachin Tendulkar. That was one of the greatest contests of the
Yeah.
90s era.
Yeah.
So, what is your key takeaway? Who held the better end? People always say Sachin got the better of Warne, but Warne was no less. He had two attacking batsmen to
Yeah.
bowl to. You know, Lara in other part of the world, Sachin in this part of the world. What is your take on that kind of a contest,
I think
which defined that age?
I feel giving any one of them an edge over the other will not be right. I would say that they're par with each other.
Yeah.
You know, the way Warne bowled to him and kept him at bay, and the way Tendulkar sometimes smashed him out of the park. I think it was both ways. They did
Was
they
he
did
part
justice.
of the Desert
Sharjah.
Storm?
Yes,
the innings?
yes.
Shane Warne was
Yes, he was there, but he didn't get the beating as Kasparovich did.
there. Yeah.
So Kasparovich was the guy who actually got the worst of that match.
His
Two
name should
matches.
have been Kasparov Switch because the switch had been put off by Tendulkar. That was really one heck of an inning.
Heck of an inning. And
That was, yeah.
that's the way probably Tendulkar batted. You know,
Maybe Kasparovich warned Warne, saying that you might not get that beating, so you spare it.
So Shane on you, don't bowl.
So
I still feel the duel between Lara and Vaughan and Tendulkar and Vaughan was outstanding. And the way you could watch only those overs when they were against each other. You know, it gave that excitement or the high of watching a cricket match. Yeah.
And I really feel, and this is just an observation with all due respect to any listener or any viewer watching this podcast. Pranay, what do you think on this? I think the kind of bowlers that Kallis, Ponting, Lara, Sachin, Dravid faced were far more difficult than what we have now. I'm not denying the talent that Kohli, Smith, Williamson, and Root bring to the fore. But Dale Steyn, half his life he spent being injured off late. With all due respect, he's a remarkable bowler. The likes of Lara and Sachin and these guys faced Vaughan. Sachin faced Ambrose and Walsh.
Yeah.
Lara had to also contend with Megra, one of the most vicious bowlers. Gillespie, okay, and Andy Bickle, quicker than Gillespie, by the way. McGill and Vaughan, Vas and Murli.
Murli, correct.
Then Sakleen Mushtaq, then Waqar Yunus, then Wasim Akram. Who do you have here? Trent Bolt. You have Mitchell Johnson, who Kohli has faced, with all due respect, and I respect Virat Kohli's achievements, taking nothing away. Can you name? There are not even 5 other dangerous or lethal bowlers that these guys have said. And whenever I speak to a typical Indian fanboy, my mouth is shut saying that I'm an anti-Indian, and I say, okay, excuse me, thank you, I'm fine, I should leave this place. But truth really is, the 90s guys faced a much sterner bowling attack.
I don't really mind being called an anti-Indian because my auntie is Indian, so even I'll be Indian. तो अभी मतलब उससे pro और anti की बात ही नहीं आती ना. Sorry.
No, but the fact is that batsmen still are enjoying the edge. You know, the power plays rules are so much.
I 100% agree. The
way. So that's if can I just build to Dave's question? Do you think that the commercial angle in the game that's become so strong right now is taking the sheen away from pure performance? Building from what Dave was saying, that how lethal bowlers were earlier, the likes of all those greats that he named versus what bowlers are right now. So is it because of the commercial angle also that's so huge in the game right now that's actually taking away from performance?
It depends. When you talk about playing for your country and when you talk about playing in the IPL, it's a different story altogether. So if you actually say it's the commercial angle is taking away the sheen when you're playing for the country, I don't think so. But when you're playing in the IPL and all, yes, I feel yes, it is a possibility. But I don't know. Somehow I feel the kind of the pitches which are being curated, the kind of
Flat decks.
yeah. So you know, these are kind of things which are now. Earlier, it was if you're going to England, it would be a
If you went to Wacker,
yeah. So
you were worried for your life.
correct. So it was like that. Now
That Wacker is not the
now
same
in
anymore.
India,
Where the batsmen used to get
Probably,
backed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you know now you can change the pitches. Yeah? You can. It's the way the curators work, and they, probably I feel probably sometimes they're advised, and you should make a pitch which is on the fifth day it should suit the bowlers or the spinners.
Yeah.
Or you should make a pitch which is only a spin friendly pitch, not a. So those kind of things have also come into the picture now.
Yeah.
So when you say the batsman has to adjust to all the thing, a seamer is not going to bowl spin. Spinner is not going to bowl seam. Batsman is prepared to face
Right.
either of them.
Right.
So I still feel the kind of situation at the moment, the bowlers are not
Yeah.
as good as they were
Right. Right.
earlier. The names which you have taken, they were phenomenal bowlers.
Yeah.
We lack that kind of talent in the bowling section.
So
for
there
any
is
country.
surely there is Neil Wagner, Kagiso Rabada,
Yes.
Shaheen Afridi, brilliant find. But I would not, fear for my life against Kemar Roach.
But again, I feel people like Rabada, he was brilliant in the IPL.
Yeah.
When he's playing for South Africa, I don't know. It's not that brilliance doesn't come out. That is sometimes.
But just if I may, in Rabada's defense, he's been exposed to so much of cricket that his passion, not exactly his passion, but I mean, his commitment towards the game is a little, it's found wanting at times. But because he got the break, because the IPL was cut short, only to resume again. So if you saw the West Indies series, he was pretty lethal with in the Test matches, and he bowled some very good spells in the T20 setup also. So I just thought that Rabada needed that one break to get his mind straight, to get his head right, and now he's doing decent.
Plus, what we are seeing nowadays, bro, is that there are far more cricketers complaining of mental issues and mental breakdowns
Yes.
than what we heard in that era.
Yeah, that during those times
There are more burnouts today.
a
than-
lot of burnouts. A lot of burnouts. It's a fact. It's actually a fact because you're playing much more cricket than what you used to play earlier.
Yeah.
And as Pranay rightly said, now there's a commercial angle to it. Earlier, that commercial angle was not there. Yeah.
So somewhere
Your
the-
performances,
Yeah.
your price tag on you for IPLs and other leagues depend upon your performances also. No?
Yeah.
You're being watched.
Yeah.
So I think.
But somewhere one has to strike a balance because you would not want to lose out on a talent like Kagiso Rabada,
absolutely, I
a
agree.
Neil Wagner. But then the Kiwis particularly are more conservative and focused on national duties. But I really think that's where the administrators have to take a close watch on how to conserve.
It's interesting you bring that up, Dave, because Shane Warne, I guess, had made a statement some time back saying that he really fears a lot of cricketers choosing IPL over their country duties just to keep that money angle going, and they'll take early retirements. So how do administrators balance that out is going to be a key thing. Because
Right, Pranay,
such are the times that we stay in that these guys, they do prefer playing like about 2 months of cricket and earning those $1 million versus playing for their country and practically like the only satisfaction is to win series. So money over patriotism and money is scoring, unfortunately.
And I'm sorry, Indian fans, by taking names of fast bowlers, I forgot to include Bumrah. मुझसे गलती हो गई. Bumrah is also lethal bowler, bhai. He's actually a lethal bowler. So big apologies because
Big
we
apologies
speak
to
so much of,
Bumrah and Sanjana, both.
Indies
both,
people.
both.
संजना जी, we are very sorry. आपके पति महान बॉलर है. हमें ना बोल्ड करना, please. So any parting thoughts on way forward for Indian cricket? Where do you think it's only going to grow bigger? It's going to flex bigger muscles than what it is? Any parting words on Indian cricket?
The best part which I feel is getting somebody like a Dravid to scout for talents in India. I
Yeah.
feel that is a very good sign.
Yeah.
That is a very positive sign towards finding good talents in the
Yeah.
future. The finds like Prithvi Shaw and the
Shubman Gill.
Shubman Gills, and I give a lot of credit to Dravid. And you need people like him to be at the helm of cricket, and not.
So you feel that's a
and
trend
not-
which should continue?
we should continue, not people who raise a 57 peg, as you
Right.
say.
Yeah, yeah. And Mr. Ganguly, you're sitting on the highest, most elite chair. You should please praise Mr. Dravid, along with whom you played that fantastic knock in the
Yeah.
1999 World Cup.
World Cup, yeah.
Truly unforgettable innings. So, guys, Pranay, that's all for today.
So, guys, thank you for watching another edition of the Potted Point podcast. It was an honor for us to have Siddharth here with us, Dave's brother, and such a
I really enjoyed this conversation.
Do you read our
Yeah.
articles regularly? You have to start reading our articles
No,
regularly.
whatever you send me for reviews, I definitely read those.
Okay,
And
cool.
now I'll make it a point of reading the others also.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, please like, subscribe, follow Pranay's work, follow the work of some fantastic writers we have on board: Charudat Prabhu, Abhishek Srivastav, Abhinav Bose, Chandana Gogineni. There are a lot many promising writers who are still to join the board, and they would be in the subsequent months. Please like, subscribe, and spread this video. Tell us our pitfalls also. Tell us our good things also. But importantly, keep following us, keep watching us, because what you see is what you get, and that's what we'll try to do. We'll improve and further build from here. Thank you. Until another episode, this is Dev Tyagi, Pranay Rangra, Siddharth
Siddharth.
Sharma signing off. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.